I grew up hearing this story about an old schoolyard. It was a huge schoolyard, with an even bigger oak tree in the middle of it. The branches of the oak tree were so big that they spread out over the entire schoolyard. And underneath those branches was a swing set. The tire swing, as we called it, was old and rusty. But the scariest part about it was that no one knew how many children had died on it. See, the school had been built in 1927 and was demolished in 1984. But before that, kids would go missing. They'd go missing from the playground. Their bikes would be left at the bike racks, and their shoes by the tire swing. And then they'd never be seen again. Now, when I heard this story growing up, my imagination would run wild. What did those kids look like? Where did they go? Were they still out there somewhere? When I was 12 years old, my class went on a field trip to that very same schoolyard. We didn't go inside the school because it was, abandoned. But we did go outside to explore the playground. As soon as I stepped foot onto that schoolyard, I felt a sudden urge to go to the tire swing. It was like something was calling me. So I walked over to it and I started to swing. And then it happened. Just like in the story, the chain holding the tire swing broke and I fell. But it wasn't a big deal. I just brushed myself off and walked home. But that night I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the swing in my head, wondering if maybe I should have died. Wondering if maybe that's why the chain broke so I could get the heck out of there. Then I started to hear scratching sounds coming from my closet. At first I ignored it, but then it started to get louder and more aggressive. Bang, 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 scratch, scratch, scratch. I started to cry, and then I heard a voice. It said, "Let me out." Then it started to scream, "Let me out. Let me out. Let me out." I don't remember what happened after that. I think I passed out because the next thing I remember is waking up in the morning, and everything was fine. The scratching sound stopped, and the voice was gone. Yeah, I never went back to that schoolyard, but sometimes at night, I still hear that scratching, and I can still hear it. Let me out, let me out, let me out.